and he which is born of a woman, that he should be righteous. Behold, he putteth no trust in his saints, yet the heavens are not clean in his sight. How much more abominable and filthy is man, which drinketh iniquity like water. You know, I share that. He don't even put his trust. That's why I'm trying to tell you, he don't even put his trust in Melchizedek. But why he don't put his trust in Melchizedek? We look at Satan. Satan. That's your scripture why Yah had to come in the flesh himself, you know, as the only begotten. That's one of the reasons why. This is right here. Put no trust in his saints. Yea, the heavens are not clean in his sight. The heavens. How much more abominable and filthy is man, which drinketh iniquity like water. Pride of life. This, even though this was Eliphaz, man, and the Temanite, even though he was saying this against Job, I'm not using it as that way. I'm using it as he was right in this aspect, as Yah don't trust in his saints. He know they only flesh. He don't trust in the heavens, because we already know where sin came from. Here he said he found iniquity. And we found iniquity. Iniquity was in heaven. He had to kick it out. You know? He had to kick it out. Let's go to same chapter, verse 22. From the same chapter, same book, chapter 22, excuse me. I'm just going to read a little bit what Eliphaz said again. It says right here, chapter 22, verse 1 and down. Then Eliphaz, the Temanite, answered and said, Can man be profitable unto Yah? As he that is wise, may he be profitable unto himself. Is it any pleasure to the Almighty that thou art righteous, or as it gain to him that thou makest thy way perfect? Will he reprove you for fear of thee? Will he enter with you into judgment? Is not your wickedness great, and your iniquity infinite? For you have taken a pledge from your brother for naught, and stripped the naked off their clothing. You have not given water to the weary to drink, and you have withhold bread for the hungry. But as for the mighty man, he had the earth, and the honorable man dwell in it. Thou hast sent widows away empty, and the arms of the fathers have been broken. Therefore snares are round about you, and sudden fear trouble you, or darkness that thou canst not see, and abundance of water cover you. If not Yah in the height of heaven, and behold the height of the stars, how high they are. And you said, how do Yah know? Can he judge through the dark clouds? Thick clouds are coming to him, and he sees not, and he walketh in the circuit of the Shamim. Hast thou marked the old ways which wicked man has trodden, which were cut down out of the time, whose foundations was covered flown with a flood, which said unto Yah, Depart from us, and what canst the Almighty do for them? You have filled their houses with good things, but the counsel of the wicked is far from me. The righteous see it, and are glad. The innocent laugh them to scorn, whereas our substance is not cut down, but the raiment to them that fire consumeth. Acquaint now yourself with him, and be at peace. Thereby good shall come to thee. Receive, I pray you, the law from his mouth, and lay up his words in your heart. If thou return to the mighty, you shall be built up. You shall put away iniquity far from the tabernacle. Then shalt you lay up gold as dust, and gold as Ophir, as the stones of the brooks. Yea, the Almighty shall be your defense, and you shall have plenty of silver. For then shalt you have your delight in the Almighty, and shall lift up your face unto Yah. You shall make your prayers unto him, and he shall hear you, and you shall pray your vows. You shall also declare a thing, and it shall be established unto you, and the light shall shine upon your ways. When men are cast down, then shalt you say, There is lifting up, and he shall save the humble person. He shall deliver the isles of the innocent, and deliver by the pureness of thy hand. Now, I'm sharing about this part of humbleness. This is where I'm getting at, where You know, Eliphaz was doing the wrong counsel again.
Yeah, Job looking like, man.
We already know who righteous in all the earth. How can you be righteous in all the earth and you ain't doing this? You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. And Yahuwah said this in the first and second chapter, just to clear that up and get it right. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to share this.
But he's right though.
He's right that, but not toward Job. Yo, I just want to get that. I'm using this point as, you know what I'm saying, if you don't want to have pride, a pride of life, you got to be doing these things. That's what I'm going to get at. You know, give it to the widow. Give it to the poor. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing these things, then you don't have no pride of life. You know? That's what I'm saying. If you don't see people doing these things, they got pride. Pride of life, man. That means you don't need Yah. That means you don't need people. You don't care about Yah's people. Yah's always about for the humble, for the lowly estate, for the needs, because he wants to be their father. He says, feed the father and the widows. That's the pure religion. It's keeping yourself undefiled and feeding the fathers and the widowless. The fatherless is one without Yah. The widowless don't have anybody. Don't have nobody to take care of them. All right? So when I was saying that, if not your wickedness great, verse 5, your iniquity is infinite, for thou hast taken pledge from thy brothers for naught, and stripped thy naked from their clothing. Thou hast not given water to the weary to drink. That's verse 7. And thou hast withhold bread from the hungry, but as for the mighty man, that's what I was trying to get at. In verse 9, thou hast sent widows away empty, and the arms of the fathers have thou been broken. See, that's what I'm trying to talk about. That's what his accusation against Job, saying that's why Yah was against you like that. We already know that's a lie. But we trying to tell you, this is part of not having pride of life. We already know Job don't have no pride. Job was humble. You know what I'm saying? Job was very meek. Job was like Abraham. You know? Excuse me, like Musa. Excuse me. Let's go on to a few more scriptures. Let's go to Malachi. Micah, chapter 6, Micah. We're trying to show ways of not being too prideful. All right? Like I said, pride of life, all is not in you. Pride of life, all is not in you. Micah's close to what? I got it. Malachi's close to Micah. Go on Micah. Micah chapter 6. Micah's close to Jonah.
Tabs, man.
I know, right? I need them.
The first time I got a bike, I'm like, I'm getting some tabs. I know it.
Yeah, you're right about it. I need it, man. You know what I'm saying? Verse 6. Wherefore should I come before Yah and bow myself before the high Yah? Should I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of a year old? Will Yah be pleased with 1,000 rams, or with 10,000 rivers of oil? Should I give my firstborn from my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He has shewed thee, O man, what is good and what do Yah requires of you, but to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your Yah. And that's verse 8. If you got doing this, you don't have no pride of life in you. Pride of word. The pride of life. Pride of life. He shewed the old man what is good, what do Yah require of you, but to do justly. To do justly. You know the pride of life. Ain't nobody doing justly around here. And to love mercy. Ain't nobody loving mercy around here. Ain't no loving mercy around here for real. Loving mercy. And to walk humbly with Yah. And ain't nobody walking humble with Yah, because they say there ain't no Yah. If you walking humble with Yah, it means Yah is up here, you down there. Always walking humbly with Yah. You know, walking with your head bowed down to Yah. not looking up, and all that. Always at a base. Always walk as a humble. And that Yah exalts you. Yah will exalt you high. You know, you walk humbly before him. And that's what I'm saying. If you're doing this, you don't have no pride of life in you. None. Let's go to, I gotta get my scripture in. Yakanan chapter 4. Let me get my scripture in real quick. So I get this straight for myself and anybody hears the sound of my voice. For all y'all different religious people and got these other gods and these other religions that you're keeping, I want to show you this one verse. Yakanan chapter 14 verse 6, Yahushua said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man come unto the Father but by me. Yahushua said that. Yahushua said that. Pride of life. You got to go through Yahushua. If you don't like Yahushua, you don't take his words serious, you're not getting to the Father. That's another way of having a pride of life, that you don't need Yah. Yahuwah gave you atonement. He gave you atonement through Yeshua. He gave you a way to get to him. You know, that veil's been rent. To get to the most holy of the holies. You know what I'm saying? Give it to the Ark of the Covenant, where the mercy seat at. You want the mercy seat of Yah, is through Yeshua. The mercy seat. And Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He is the way. He is the truth. He is the life. Yahushua is. So, pride of life said, I don't need Yahushua. Pride of life, you won't even mention it. You won't come in his name. You won't be baptized in his name. You won't even pray in his name. You won't even say his name. Pride of life. You don't need Yah. But you already know that's the way to get to Yah. Through Yahushua. Don't care if you are Muslim, Buddhism, Confucius, wherever all these other gods, you got Yahushua, man. If you ain't got Yahushua, you're not getting in. Not getting in. All right. Luke chapter 4, a few more scriptures running downhill now. Thank you, y'all. Running downhill. But before we go there, I got to go to one Brother Fabian gave me. Matthew chapter 4. I got to hit it up. Matthew chapter 4. Verse 1 down. Then was Yeshua led up to the wilderness, led up of the rock into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward a hunger. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of Yah, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yah. Pride of life again, not living by bread alone. They living only by the bread. You know what I'm saying? But they not living by every word of Yah. If you want to not have pride of life, you gotta live by every word but see out of Yah's mouth. Every word. Not just bits and pieces. Every word of Yah. Pride of life don't even use the word of Yah. Pride of life just uses bits to their own pleasure, their own goodness. What they can get out of it. And do the other stuff in the trash. You know? Just like Satan did to Eve. Bits and pieces to her. Then the devil taking him up into this city and set him on the pinnacle of the tabernacle and said unto him, if thou be the Son of Yah, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his Malachi's charge concerning you, and in their hands they shall bear you up, lest at any time you dash your foot against a stone. And Yeshua said to him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt Yah, Elohim thy Yah. Again. Alright? You tempting Yah. You know, that's desires. That's having, like I said, pride of life. Where you just be tempting Yah. You know? calling y'all's card out, pulling y'all's card. We should never pull the card of Yah. That should not even be in your hand. You pulling the card, that means you call out Yah, that means you tempting him. That means you trying to make y'all do some things. I'm going to make y'all do this. I'm going to make y'all do this for me because I want this. I'm going to make y'all do this. That's what you sound like. That means that you are running the boat. That means that you are on the throne. Like Satan want to pose himself as Yah. You know?
If you leave me, I'm going to kill myself.
All right, and verse 8, again the devil takes him up into the exceeding high mountain and shewed him all the kingdom of the world and the glory of them, and said unto him, all these things will I give you if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then said Yahushua to him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, you shall worship Elohim your Yahuwah, and him only shall you serve. All right? Only him. And that's what Satan's doing. I give you everything if you worship me. That's the pride of life. You don't need Yah. Where Yahuwah at? Yahushua said, get behind me, Satan. Only Yah you should worship. Only Yah you should worship. But Satan said, I give you everything if you worship me. Bow down. That's the pride of life. I got this all by myself. Satan in the background. Yeah, you did. Go ahead. All by yourself. But where's the praises of Yah? Where's the reverence of Yah? Remember I just read Micah? Walk humbly with thy Yah. Humbly with thy Yah. Ain't no humbly right there. If Satan said, I give you everything, you bow down to me, that means you worship another Yah. Is that correct?
Yah gives me too good. You make you feel yourself, man. Yeah, man, you should have gave me this, man. You should have. But that's the power of Yah. It gives me so wonderful. You know what I'm saying? You be like, man. But that's the difference. Where that means you should even reverence Yah even more. Like, wow.
Supposed to reverence. You know? That's the whole thing. Always reverencing Yah wherever you get. Like I said, Abraham reverenced Yah. Abraham was rich. Isaac reverenced Yah. He was rich. Jacob reverenced Yah. He was rich, even though he lost one as Joseph, but he got him back in return. He still was rich. Lot was, woo, there you go. He had to leave. He said, we get on this field over here, our cows can't, with our herds are strive with your herd. We got to split. He was rich. You know what I'm saying? He had all that. Musa was even rich. And he had Pharaoh stuff. As I would sacrifice with the Yisrael, rich. You know, Joshua was rich. King David, King Solomon was rich. Let's keep on. Not to bow down to Satan. All right, Luke chapter 4. A couple more scriptures, please. We're talking about the pride of life. We're talking about now how to keep away from the pride of life. And that's what we got to instill in us every day. We got to seek this every day. We got to walk in this every day. We're talking about Yeshua. Yeshua, Luke chapter 4, verse 17. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Yeshayahu. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, the rock of Yah is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the Bezerah to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captive, and to recover the sight of the blind, to set liberty to them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of Yahuwah. Now think about this. This was Yahusha. Where the pride of life on this one at? There ain't no pride. We are supposed to be that. He commanded us to go and do the same thing. Right there. This is us right there. He sent us to preach the acceptable year of Yah. If we preaching the acceptable year of Yah, this is what we're doing. He anointed me to preach the Bezerah to the poor. That's what we're going out to do. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted. That's what we go do. Brokenhearted, that's the one that ain't got y'all. They need to be healed. To preach deliverance to the captives, the one that's snared by Satan, one that's in jail, one that's in sin. And to recover of them that blind. That's the ones, man, that think they know everything, like the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Then you doing these things, this is what Yeshua was doing. That's not pride of life. If you're doing this, you don't have no pride. I'm trying to say ways to get out of pride of life is that right there. Yeshua was an example. The reason why I said that, this is the mind of the Mashiach right here. Let's go to Philippians chapter 2. I kind of figured that out. I'm a little bit slow sometimes, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it finally. Philippians chapter 2. Verse 4 and 5 said, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Let this mind be in you, which was also in the Mashiach, Yahusha. Let this mind. And what was the mind? Go to Luke chapter 4, verse 17. That's the mind of the Mashiach. Look at other man's estate. That is the mind. If you look at every man's estate, the pride of life is done gone from you. Because you care about your brother. You care about your sister. You care about the people, the children of Yahuwah or the children of Yisrael. Yisrael is, they don't know Yahusha. They are into the Gentile doctrine. They are not even keeping the Shabbat. They are blinded. They are blinded. We are here to open the blinded eyes, which Satan done got them. You know, if you already know that Rosh Hashanah, the Sunday is the only way to worship, you are blinded. Sorry, people, now you're blinded. You saying that's the only day to worship. That's a lie. That's the traditions of men. Men set that day. Shabbat is the day to worship. Then you go worship on Yom Rishon if you want to. Because I do. But I kept this day first. Because it's sanctified. It's blessed. It's commanded. Plus it's a covenant. I don't talk that already. Let me get off that. Because most scriptures about done. Alright, let's go to I think it's Matthew chapter 9. Better yet, let's go to Mark chapter 10. I missed the other one. I was talking to you, Brother Fabian. I had it down, but I didn't write it down. It's there, but I ain't gonna find it. I'm not gonna look for it. There's two places where you can find it in the Bezerah, but I'm gonna go with Mark chapter 10, verse 28. Now this is where you go, pride of life, right here. Then Peter began to say unto him, Lo, we have left all and have followed you. And Yahushua answered and said, Verily I say unto you, there is no man that hath left house, or brother, or sister, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or land, for my sake and the Bezerah. But he shall receive 100-fold now, this time, houses, and brethren, sisters, and mothers, and children, and land, with persecution, and in the world to come, eternal life. All right? But many that are first shall be last, and last shall be first. All right. Pride of life. You got pride of life, you ain't losing your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, lands. And you definitely ain't going through no persecutions. Pride of life, you don't go to persecutions. All right? If you got pride of life, you ain't going through no trouble, no stress, nothing, man. But if you are humble and walking down humble with the Mashiach with no pride of life, you do like what Peter. Peter was true. He was true in respect. You can't say it to the Mashiach. He was with the Mashiach. Now, if the Mashiach wasn't there and we talking to one of us, he could say that. Because Mashiach done did all that. You know what I'm saying? We got to be like the Mashiach. We got to do this. The Mashiach did this. He said to Peter right here, Verily I say to you, there is no man that hath left house, or brother, or sister, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or land, for my sake in the gospel. And none. He said that. But he shall receive 100-fold now this time, because of the house, brothers and sisters, and mother, and children, and lands, and with persecution, and the world to come, eternal life. Yahushua done did everything. He said we got to do that. Have the same mind, and the Mashiach, the same mind is that. Lose your house, brother, sisters, father, wife, for the gospel's sake. It ain't for none other's sake. For the Bezerah. If you're doing that, then there's no pride in you. No pride in life. Why? Because you ain't of the world. You are of the Father. Now, if you're of the world, because the world is not of the Father, then you ain't caring about what the Mashiach did. Mashiach went in and preached the brokenhearted, opened the blinds in the eyes. You know, that's what Mashiach did in Luke. You know? So this is what I'm speaking of today, of pride in life. Nebuchadnezzar had pride. Because he had pride because even Daniel told him, go to the poor, feed the poor. Did he say that? You should have tranquility in your life. But nah, he said, did I build this great nation, Babylon? That's what we're saying today. Everybody's saying the same thing. This is my house, this is my car, this is my wealth, this is my stuff, I got it myself. And that's it. You don't hear y'all. You don't hear no Yahuwah. Pride of life.
What you say when he built the nub and he relaxed, he said,
yes.
You're going to die tonight.
That's right. Did you know your soul is quiet with thee tonight? Did you know your soul?
You made it. I got my magic number, man.
You know
I'm there. I'm
you know your soul is required of you tonight. Thou fool. Denied did all this. Again, that's a good scripture. Thank you, sir.
Hallelujah.
Yes. Did I do all that? Again, that's pride of life. I shared that, but y'all was dealing with that again. He gave me the same thing with the lust of the flesh. He dealt with me that. With a lot of that going on with you. Cleared it up today. Yesterday, last night, with whoredom, the harlot, the lust of the flesh, and then the videos he showed on there, you know, which comes with the pride of life. And pride of life is don't need Yah. Lust of flesh, you don't need Yah. You desire the flesh and continue to sin, and you don't respect Yahuwah, your Allah. He says there's only, like I shared with you, you know, there's only the right way and the wrong way. You're doing the evil way. Fornication, adultery, sin. Point blank. You know, abominations when you go with a man or a woman, same sex, or a king, with a dog or a donkey. Just had to say that. Okay, need the doors open to everybody. The doors open to Salvation TV Land. You heard the words today, and it afflicted you, and it dealt with you, and you want to get it right. All you got to do is believe in Yahuwah, believe in Yahushua, repent from your ways, turn from your evil ways, and be baptized. Get a hold of me. I gave you the numbers. I gave you the address. Write to me, call me, and I will baptize you in the name of Yeshua for remission of sins. I will teach you a little bit more with the scriptures, and you're welcome to join us and continue to join us in the service, you know, or hear or listen to the service on timeline. We have this up, even though I would be listening to them when I'm in Kush, so I can keep my soul healed. All right, and to all my pastors in Burundi, I say salutations to you. To all my pastors and bishop friends in India, I say blessings to you. May Yah bless you and keep you. May Yah make his face shine upon you, be gracious to thee. May Yah let his come upon you, give you peace in Yahushua's name. May Yah make you ride on the high place of the earth and feature the heritage of Yaakov, with the heritage of Yosef, with the heritage of Abraham, for the mouth of Yah spoken it, for the mouth of Yah spoken it, for the mouth of Yah spoken it, in Yahushua's name. Amen. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.